The victim had multiple stab wounds.
A home invasion turned violent.
Drug gang shot and killed the man.
The elderly victim was slain during the night.
The victim was shot 5 times.
The 8-year-old was shot during gang-related violence.
When you've had enough regional news, turn to your neighborhood news and get your head back on straight. Watch Abington News and Views. Now that's good news.
It's about time.
Hi, I'm Pete Siegfried, and welcome to Abington News and Views. Today on our segment we have with us Bill Ernst, the president of the Weldon Volunteer Fire Company. Bill, thanks for joining us.
Pete, thanks so much for having me.
I understand the fire company's having their 100th anniversary coming up. Give us a little bit of background on what we can expect and some history.
Sure. We actually were founded in April of 1904. A group of 20 citizens found a need to organize a fire company because of the development in the area. They met up at the Weldon Hotel, which later became the Casa Connie, and most people know it now as the New Life Church. There they met, and before the evening was out, they actually elected themselves a president, F.J. Smith, and their very first chief, Lawrence DeVinny.
I understand. How did the members know back then in those days how to respond to fires?
They actually had a bell on the local barber shop on his front porch, Mr. Gabini, whose nephew later became one of our presidents.
I understand. Are there any events coming up next year that we can look forward to from the fire company?
We're actually going to have a black tie affair banquet for the members to celebrate our 100th and to somewhat thank them for their years of service. We're also going to incorporate fire trucks and a big celebration into the 4th of July parade.
You have quite a few generations involved in some of the particular families, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. We have several families that have probably father-son, grandson. It's quite impressive the way generation after generation stays involved.
And even in this day, we're looking for new members, and even some of the junior members that are coming out of high school at an early age, learning the ropes.
Right. Probably 2 years ago, we started a junior program, and it's going quite well.
Now, there are a lot of committees formed to help. It's got to be a monumental task in what you're trying to do.
Absolutely, Pete. Without question. We've actually been at this now probably 5 years. It's certainly not something you try to put together, as the date draws nearer. We've actually started putting money aside for it probably 5 years ago, and we took some money aside. The building itself, the structure that you now see, was actually, one section of it was actually built in 1927. So the capital improvements with an aging building, as you might well understand, are monumental at this point, and we're looking to improve the ramp, the upstairs meeting room, upgrade our electricity in the building, stuff like that.
The original building, obviously now for those listeners and viewers that have seen it, has come quite a bit since years back, correct?
Absolutely. Originally, the first building that we ever had was what people would now see as Weldon and Easton Roads up in that area. It was just a garage that housed our hose cart. We then were provided land in 1911 by a realtor and land developer, Mr. Roberts. Obviously, they named Roberts Avenue after him. He saw the need to have a very organized and professional-looking firehouse so that he could continue to sell houses in that area. So he donated the land at our present location, 412 Northeastern Road.
Now, looking forward to next year, I understand the Greater Glenside Patriotic Association, you're doing some things with them for the parade scheduling?
Perhaps? Right. We're hoping to include area fire companies that we've worked with throughout the years, and allow them to come and help celebrate our 100th anniversary.
Is there anything the business community or even citizens can do to help? I understand you may have an ad book.
Right. We're actually putting together a history of the area and our fire company, and to offset the cost of putting that project together, we're soliciting ads through the residents and the businesses. And
if someone wants to contribute, how would they do that?
If they would simply either contact the firehouse, or at the email address here, they can put them in contact with us, and we'll get with them, and hopefully they can help us with an
It's got to
ad.
be a big job trying to...
It has
up 100
its
years in
moments,
one
Pete.
book.
It certainly has its moments. It's a lot of long hours. We have many dedicated volunteers that are not only running fire calls but also helping out with the anniversary.
I'm sure it'll be a great project once it's over.
Well, it's been a lot of fun to delve into the history.
Great. We're going to take a short break, and we will be right back. Welcome back. Our guest this segment is Bill Ernst III, the president of the Weldon Volunteer Fire Company. Bill, we've been talking about the 100th anniversary celebration that's in the planning stages. Tell us a little bit more about, I understand you have a website that the viewers can look on to?
That's correct. About 2 years ago, we developed a technology committee, and we have 6 members that are very dedicated to getting our website up and running and now maintaining it. It has lots of information. It goes through our whole entire history of the firehouse, as well as recent calls, weekly training, apparatus that we've had throughout the years. It's a very nice website.
So it actually shows some of the current and older equipment that the company used to have in service?
It starts with a photo of our original hose cart that we purchased in 1911 and comes all the way up to our recent apparatus, our 2 pumpers and our rescue truck.
And it lists the members and their length of service?
That's right. We have some members that have probably served in excess of 50 years.
That's amazing.
Right.
How about photos? Current photos of existing?
Right. As time permits, our website technology committee tries to keep the public updated by putting any calls that we have that are newsworthy or photo-worthy.
And there's an actual email that they could email questions?
That's
and
correct.
things for?
If they'd like to contact us via our email, we would welcome that.
So the 100th celebration will be on there for them
Correct.
to view, and then tap into the wealth of knowledge that they're trying to put on there for everybody.
In late September, we're actually going to try to get every member that's still active. We have about 74 of them now. We'd like them all to come down to the firehouse for a photo opportunity where we're going to take a group of the photo of the entire group with all of our apparatus in front of the fire truck to go into our ad book, as well as father-son combinations, our line officers, our executive committee, photos like that.
Now the parade next year, again, that'll be listed on there as we get closer
Right.
through the winter?
Right, and in fact, our members have elected to march in that parade to help celebrate our 100th anniversary. So we're all going to don our uniforms and march as a unit.
The satisfaction of being a fireman. What is it? What makes the guys get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to get out? And
Pete, I'm sure anybody that's ever been a firefighter will give you probably a different answer, but I can only speak for myself. It's just the satisfaction of knowing that if it was my house, there would be somebody coming to help me, and that's probably the reason that I joined, and I hope that someday my son will have that same feeling, just to help your community.
that's awful inspiring of you guys to be able to do that for the community.
It's our pleasure, Pete.
Some of the members, I understand, have also gone on in the professional field that have gotten the training and education?
That's correct. You can certainly dovetail your experience in a volunteer fire company into a professional capacity. We've actually had 2 members probably in the last 5 years. One has gone on to work up in New York City, and the other one is now a firefighter down in Baltimore.
That's great. Well, like I said, we want to thank you for joining us tonight. It's been a big help, and I'm sure the viewers will be anxious to get on the website and see what technology has been able to do for them
Great.
online.
Thanks for
We
having me,
want to
Pete.
thank Bill for being with us, and we'll be right back.